and welcome to Sunday Night Stock Zoom call. I hope you had a productive last week, and I hope you're having a powerful weekend and you're having a good new year. This is not financial advice. This Zoom is for entertainment, education, excitement, and empowerment so that you can make your own personal financial choices. All financial decisions made by viewers should be done after talking with a licensed professional. You know what? We're not wasting any time tonight. We're getting in the bag. All four corners tonight. Listen, Sunday Night Stocks is brought to you by Breeze Helicopter Miami. Come fly with us and experience an enjoyable adventure over the Miami skies. 754-247-2310. Mention the 1 Minute Preacher or Sunday Night Stocks and get $20 off your next flight. Book today. Hey, Jana, why don't you talk to us and let us know who's got earnings calls this week in the market?
Good evening, everyone. I will share some quick highlights about some of the stocks that have earnings calls this week, the week of January 31st. On Monday, NXP Semiconductors will have their earnings call, and that's ticker symbol NXPI. On Tuesday, there will be earnings calls for ExxonMobil, ticker symbol XOM, Advanced Micro Devices, ticker symbol AMD, Alphabet, ticker symbol GOOG, PayPal Holdings, ticker symbol PYPL, Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX, Gilead Science, ticker symbol GILD, and General Motors, ticker symbol GM. On Wednesday, there will be earnings calls for ticker symbol ABBF, Abivi, Meta Platforms, which is ticker symbol FB, Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM, and Spotify Technology, ticker symbol SPOT. On Thursday, there will be earnings calls for Nokia, NOK, Amazon, AMZN, Snap, SNAP, Ford Motor, F, GoPro, GPRO, Activision Blizzard, ATVI, and Pinterest, PINS. And lastly, on Friday, there will be earnings calls for Royal Caribbean Cruises, ticker symbol RCL, Bristol Myers Squibb, ticker symbol BMY, and Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, ticker symbol REGN. And that's the highlights for the earnings calls this week. Back to you.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Jana. Listen, govern yourselves accordingly when you're going in and out of stocks. That information is very critical. That's why we do it here at the top of the hour on Sunday Night Stocks. Hey, with that said, let's go all the way up to cold Detroit. They sent some of that coldness down here our way. Pop Ross, he definitely took some pictures and they got snow everywhere. So let's go to Detroit. Ross, talk to us. What stocks should we be watching this week on the market?
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This week, we're going to be watching Amazon. They're down $893 off of a 12-month high and $172 above a 12-month low. T-Mobile is down $41 off of a 12-month high and $7 above a 12-month low. General Motors is down $16.97 off of a 12-month high and $3 above a 12-month low. Google, Alphabet, they're down $372 off of a 12-month high and $855 above a 12-month low. ExxonMobil, they're down $41 off of a 12-month high and $9 above a 12-month low. And that is it for this week. Back to you, Tim.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for that, Lady Ross. Thank you so much for that. Listen, family, when you get those stocks to watch this week, those are stocks that you ought to be putting on your watch list. That's why we do it, because those are the hot stocks for this week. We don't do it to fill time. We do it because we've done the research. We've studied all week, and those are the stocks that should pop this week or that should have some interesting things. Some of them have earnings call. So those are the things that you ought to be putting on your watch. You know, you don't have any stocks and you don't know what to watch. That's why we do that particular episode. Well, hey, listen, we got a packed show tonight. We're not going to be on long. I know it's Championship Sunday. I know a lot of you all want to get back to that Rams game. If you can, Pastor Dozell or some of my guys that's on Bishop Holtz, put in the chat what the score is, because we definitely want to know what's happening. So if you can, put that in the chat. Let us know what's going on in the game. And we're going to try to keep this stock show rolling. Listen, I just want to give you a little time to get you a pad and pencil right now, because what tonight's show is about, we want to give you 7 steps of how to pick a stock. So there's a lot of people that's on, a lot of our senior people. Sometimes you can kind of lose your bearings, and sometimes you don't know what to do, or you get a little confused. So we want to give you some real good things, and what we're going to give you tonight, they're in no order of importance, but they are in the order so that you have them, so that you'll know how to pick a stock. How do I go about picking a stock? There's thousands of stocks out there. There's many sectors and industries. So we really want to know how to pick a stock. So I think we got some great information for you tonight. I think you're going to really like what we got prepared for you tonight on this show. So sit back, take good notes, and then if you got any questions, put them down, and we'll get them in the Q&A. All right. I think Bishop put in the text real quick. I think the Rams may be winning 10-7. I think that might what I saw in the text. I don't know, but we shall see. All right. You all ready? Let's get started. Sunday Night Stocks. It starts now. Here we go. How do I select the stock? Number one, invest in what you use or understand. When you get ready and you decide, Sunday Night Stocks family, that you want to get into this stock market and you want to begin picking stocks, you ought to invest in what you use. You know, you go to Costco every day. That may be a stock that you decide to purchase, because guess what? You use Costco's to do what? A lot of your bulk buying for your home. It may be Walmart. That's my favorite store. A lot of you all know it. Pop Ross and Mom Ross know that's my favorite store. My wife know I love me some Walmart. I can go in Walmart and I can stay in Walmart about 3 hours. So, or it could be Walgreens, whatever it is, Delta Airline, whatever it is that you frequent or you use, that's an indication of a stock that you may select that you want to invest your dollars in, a stock that you understand. It may not be the ones that I just called. It may be something that you really understand. It may be something in the Exxon Mobil, maybe something in the, in the petroleum area that you really understand that area, or it may be something in defense, making these weapons and these tanks and these F-16s that our military has to have. You may have a military background, and you may say, I really understand that, and that may be something you invest in. So number one on your list, invest, put your money in things that you use and things that you understand. All right. Number two, do your DD. You'll hear us say that a lot on SNS. Do your DD. What's DD? Your due diligence. Study it. You got to study it. Whichever stock that you're going to invest in, whichever stock that you're going to decide to put your money in, you want to have due diligence done on that particular stock. And you do these due diligence in what? In 5 ways. I want to give you these ways. What's one way? You ought to visit the company's website. If it's Wrigley's Spearmint Gum and you want to invest in Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, because you like, man, the company been around for umpteen years. Every time I go to any store, they got Wrigley's Spearmint Gum in there. Then you want to be able to go to that website, see what the company is about, go to their investors page, and see what they got coming down the pipe as to make the company more profitable, make the company more pliable, make the company have a lot of money towards its shareholders so that you can get a piece of the pie. So the first thing you want to do when you're investing in a stock and you're doing your due diligence, you want to visit the website. Number two, you want to know which sector it's in. A lot of us have invested in stocks and we don't even know what sector they're in. What sector is Tesla? What sector is Costco? What sector is Walgreens? What sector is Walmart? You want to know which sector that is, all right? That's another thing under doing your due diligence. Another thing under your due diligence, Bishop Hope says this all the time when we break a stock down. Bishop Hope says it, and I'm going to say it tonight. You got to know the management team. You want to make sure that company has a great management team. You want to know who the president, CEO is of the company that you invested in. You want to know who the head man is. I wouldn't go to a church if I didn't know who the pastor was. You want to know who the head man is. You want to know who's running that company, because they could have a president, CEO that's a shyster. And you do some research on him, you look him up, and you find out, man, this guy, every company that he's been to, he's crashed them. I'm not putting my money in that company. So you want to know what that management team is, okay? Number 4 under do your due diligence is, hey, Lady Jana does it every week. She gives us those earning calls. You want to know when the next earning call is. That's critical, because you may say, hey, listen, I'm investing in Walmart. Walmart got an earnings call coming up in April. Now, I don't know that to be true. I just made that up. But somebody can look at and see when Walmart's earnings call is, since I did it by example and put it in the chat for me so that we'll have that information. But you want to know when that earnings call is. That's why Jana does that every week. And we're so thankful for her doing that, because that lets us know which stocks we should be looking in, which stocks that could probably possibly have a good pop. You want to know when the company's earnings call is. And here's the B clause to knowing that earnings call. You want to know what the company's 52-week high. You hear Lady Ross talk about that all the time. Ross talk about that 52-week high. Ross talk about that 52-week low. You want to know what that 52-week high and low is, because now you can see if there's any wiggle room there. If a company is already at their 52-week high, that may be a reason where you say, you know what, I'm not going to put my money in there. They're already at the high. Let me just put them on my watch list. Unless you got a strong conviction and you know that this company has something coming down the pipeline that's going to make it do what? Break above its 52-week high. Thanks, Jana. February 17th. That's right around the corner. Is Walmart's next earnings call. Thanks, Jana. All right. The last one in your area of due diligence is, this is a big one. Y'all ready? Don't buy a stock because some YouTuber told you to buy it. I'm going to say that again. Don't get on YouTube and somebody that's on YouTube that you don't know, you don't have a relationship with, you don't know if they have a portfolio, you don't know if they just started a YouTube channel or what they're doing, and based on their information, based on what they suggest to you, you go out the next day and you purchase that stock, and now the stock tanked. Don't buy a stock based on some YouTuber telling you that this stock is going to pop or this stock is going to do this or do that. You can take that YouTuber's information and you can run it through these steps that I'm just giving you. And if it checks out in your due diligence, then that may be something you want to invest in. Okay. Number three, you see what it says there? Do you see this company being around in business the next 15 years from now? This is number 3 on how to select the stock. So you approach a stock, you find out that, hey, this is a stock that I want to invest in. Do you see this stock being around the next 15 years? Bishop Hope said it good last week. We need to look at some defensive stocks. We need to look at some defensive stock so that we can have something to balance out our portfolios. We're still working on that. Do you see this company being around the next 15 years? If you see this company being around the next 15 years, this may be a stock that you want to invest in. Here's 2 things that you must consider on point number 3. When you decide that, yes, okay, this company will be around the next 15 years. Do this company, watch this, has a quality product? The product that this company that you're thinking about investing your hard-earned dollars in, is it a quality product? Or is it something they're just trying to scale? They're just trying to make it, bring it to market. It's a new IPO, and everybody's like jumping on the bandwagon of this new IPO. Is it a quality product? All right. And number 2, is it consumer necessary? You want to be able to ask yourself those 2 questions. Is it a quality product? And is it consumer necessary? Does the consumer have to have this product in their day-to-day lives? How does this product benefit the consumer in their day-to-day lives? Because at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is get a profit off this company's investment, if it's good or bad. All right. And number four, know the reason for the investment purchase. You got to know why you jumped into Amazon. You got to know why you jumped into Alphabet. You got to know why you jumped into Google. You got to know why you jumped into Costco, Walmart, KFC, Taco Bell, Tesla, Neo. You got to know why you jumped into that Sunday Night Stock family. Why did you do it? All right. Because there's three reasons why you get in a play. The first reason why you get in the play is this what? Is it a long-term play? A long-term play, you're going to hear us talk about that a lot on Sunday Night Stock, is a play that you get in that you know you're going to be in for the next 2 to 3 years. That's a long-term play. That's a long play. I'm investing in Wrigley Spearmint Gum because I'm going to put my money here for the next 2 to 3 years. I'm investing in Ford Motor Company because I'm going to put my money here for the next 2. I'm investing in General Motors because I'm going to put my money here for the next 2 to 3 years. I got into this particular investment. I'm buying this security because it's a long play for me. A long play is 2 to 3 years. All right. The next thing, is it a short play? I'm investing in this particular company because it's a short play. A short play is anything from 0 to 6 months. That's a short play. 0 to 6 months. I'm into this particular stock because I'm only in here from 0 to 6 months. And anything happens, there's a pop. If there's a big swing in my direction, I may come out in 3 months. I may come out in a month. I may come out but my ending date is 6 months from when I buy this particular security. That's what a short play is, 0 to 6 months. Or is this a swing play? I got into this particular stock because it's a swing play. And a swing play is anything from 1 to 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks. So your long play, I got into this particular stock. Your short play, I got into this particular stock because it's a short play. I got into this particular stock because it's a long play. Short, long, or it's a swing play. Either one of those, those are things that you ought to be identifying. Those are things that ought to be going through your process when you're doing your due diligence, when you're deciding to get into particular stocks. At this time, we're going to turn it over to Kev. Kev, talk to us, man. What you want to talk to us about as it pertains to these 7 ways. I gave 4. Kev, knock the next 3 out. Let me put your screen up for you. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. So what I did was I just put something together for you guys just to, these are just 3 things to consider. There's a lot of different ways to look at investing in stock, but these are 3 things that I put together for you to consider. One of the things you want to do is you want to find a good source of information. And what I use is an application on my cell phone. You see my phone, but I use an application called CNBC. So basically what they do is they send all kinds of news alerts, company updates, pre and post market gainers and losers. I get information before the markets open, after the markets close. I get market volatility information, company earnings. So all that information comes over the app, and I have my phone with me all the time. So I'm constantly getting that good information. All right. So then the next thing you want to do is you want to research the stock. So I use Disney as an example. So what would happen is the application would send me some information on Disney. So I would take a look at that information and say, okay, this is something I need to take a look at. So I'm going to research that stock a little bit just to see what's going on with Disney. I'm going to look at the sector, for trends. I think it's consumer entertainment or something like that. But I'm going to look across the entire sector. So I'm going to determine if there's any downturn across the entire sector or any upturn. Now that's based on the information that the app is going to send me. The app might say that Disney is flying through the roof, it's on its way, jump in now, or the app may say that, Disney is going to suffer a little bit because of a particular reason. So I'm going to take that information. I'm going to go and look at the charts, right? I'm also going to research their competitors, because when I talk about trends within the sector, I want to see what their competitors are doing. So we talked about it a little bit last week. I think we ran through a bunch of airlines because somebody on the call was concerned with a particular investment in the airline industry. And we went to that sector, and what we did was we noticed that the entire sector was just going down. All of them were going down. So that's the next thing that I would do, just to see where the sector is going. And then the other thing I would do is look for, undervalued stocks. So when I get that information from the app, I go out and look at those companies and I determine whether or not they're undervalued. So as you can see down at the bottom of the screen, I have a snapshot of the CNBC app. I have a snapshot of a news article that I pulled just off of Google. I went out and just did a search on the competitive trends, for that particular sector. And then I also did a Google search on the undervalued marketplace, for those particular companies. And as you can see, that article specified Disney as one of the companies that was undervalued. So now if you look at the example that I have here, back in February of 2020, when COVID first started to kick in, we see that Disney was at $138.97 on February 21st, 2020. Now that app would have sent me some information that basically said, with the recent advent of COVID, Disney is likely going to be shut down. I would have got all that information. It would have told me, and then I could have forecasted and said, wow, Disney is probably going to fall off that $138 mark. So as you watch it, you see the next number that I have there is $85.98. So roughly 30 days from February 21st to March 20th, Disney dropped from $138 down to $85. So when I look at this entire chart, I look at where Disney was trading at. So I say, okay, Disney is a company that sits somewhere around $120 to $140. That's their average. So at that particular time, it would have been a good opportunity to buy into that stock, right? Now, had I bought in at $85, let's look at what Disney is trading at today. As of Friday, they were $138.63. So as you can see, if I had made that particular investment, I would be ahead of the game at this point. So these are just another 3 things to consider, when you're looking at how to choose stocks. Definitely get yourself a good source of information. I'm just going to repeat these. You want to do a little bit of research. Once you get that information, you want to do a little bit of research, see what's going on, make sure it's valid. And then you also want to consider whether or not a stock is undervalued, because if it is, it means that the company is doing fantastic, but the market is driving the price down for some reason. So there's no sense in not purchasing a company with good values and good fundamentals just because somebody in the market is manipulating, the price. So those are 3 things to consider. Tim?
Hey, that's good stuff, Kev. That's real good stuff. I want to drill down on one. I think your second one. I want to drill down on that. Right before we got ready to take a break, Sunday Night Stocks family, we had Madam President. She was watching a stock for us, and that particular stock was NEO. And she was reporting to us, and she was watching it 3 times a day. She was watching it, when the market opened. Then, she'll watch it around the noonday area, noontime, and then she will watch it at the close, the hour power, or when it closed. And she was watching that every day, every day. When she was watching that stock, and then she would report back her findings to us here at SNS, what she was doing, she was giving us 2 things that Kevin talked about: patterns and trends. Patterns and trends. And if she's on right now, if you want to unmute, you want to talk to us a little bit about those patterns and trends when you was watching NEO, Madam President?
And this is the first week I haven't looked at it a lot. I was busy this past week, and it's down to $20.90. So I'm pretty shocked, because during the times I was watching it, it was staying between like at $32, $35, up and down 32. It's all the way. I don't even know when this happened. The last time I looked at it was like 29 something. So now today it closed on Friday at almost $21. So is NEO a stock for us to be thinking about buying? Because this is the stock that's got something to do with the cars, electric cars. So this is quite interesting that it's down to almost $21. Because it was.
So now watch this. When you was watching it, what was the high? 30?
35. It was 35, like 35 something.
Okay, now y'all remember, that's good. I'm gonna stay right there, Madam President. Don't move back. Remember what Kevin was just telling you about Disney. Remember Disney, it stays around at 138, but then when the pandemic happened, it fell off to like $85. But then now, where where it's at now. It's back up to the 85. So this is what we call patterns and trends. Madam President, through her research and watching that stock from 2021 up into 2022, she's seen that stock drop down almost what? 10, 12, 13
$12. Yeah.
$12. That's a great investment. So for new people who don't have anything, stocks have a photogenic memory. If they got there, they're gonna get back there. That's a great stock to invest in right now because you're getting it just like how that Disney did when it has pulled back. So if you do your research, look at it, you want to make sure, follow all of those steps that we was looking at and make sure that nothing else has happened. They still got the same presidents and same management team. You want to make sure that they still doing the things, what they have coming down the pipeline. But that might be a very interesting piece where you can really make some money because remember now, it's $21 tonight. 6 months from now, that stock will not be $21. Stocks have a photogenic memory because when Disney dropped to 85, people could have thought the bottom was falling out. Disney went right back to $140, $138. So everybody that got in on that bottom, they made money going all the way back up to the top. So I wanted to bring that to the forefront and let you know that you have those patterns and you have those trends that stocks do. And if you write them down and you follow them, you'll begin to see those patterns and trends. Because now what Madam President can do now, she knows she saw it. She was watching it at the high of 35. It's down here now at 21. So she can keep that on her watch list. And when she see that thing tick up 21.50, 22, it went to 23. It went to, she sees that pattern. You know, you see that pattern, it's going back up. Or you can watch it and say, hey, now where's the bottom? Hey. Is this the lowest has it been, Madam President, 21? Has you seen it any lower than this?
No. The last time I looked at it was like 29 and I stand corrected. Griff, 1 week it was $39.13. It closed at the 4 p.m. It was December the 1st.
December 1st.
It closed at $39.13.
Wow.
And it's now $20. So $21. I'm surprised. I didn't look at it last week at all. I've been looking at it like every week to see where it was at. Two things happened at the end of the year. If you remember when I was at Winterboard, I was on my phone sharing with you. There was something called the American Depository Shares thing was going to be happening. They were signing a strategic agreement with Shell Corporation. So I don't know how any of these things affected these stocks, but there was 2 or 3 major things that were happening during that week when I was in St. Augustine. Right.
Good stuff. Kev, you want to jump in? Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, it's just, it goes along with what I was saying with three things to consider when you're buying these stocks. I'm just going to use just some whole numbers to make it simple. You take a NEO this time last year, I think it was January 22nd, 2021, NEO was at $61, right? So they're roughly, they're 3 times down right now. So just imagine if you had invested $1,000 now, at $21, and then NEO finds itself back to that $61 mark. Your money is going to be up, threefold, so that's just a clear example for some of the newbies on how this stuff works. The other thing I want to say is just, and it's just kind of repeating what we talked about a little bit last week, is you really want to determine what type of investor you are, because there's nothing wrong with being a mixed bag, because I do it across the board, but you have what we call long-term investing, right? That's where you're building out a portfolio, or you could be leveraging index funds, right? That's for the long term. You're investing in these companies, you're buying low and you're selling high, long term. So you put your money in there, you invest in these great companies. As they grow over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're starting to develop, some type of fund for yourself to cash out when you need it later in life. Then we have the short term, what I call trader. I don't really consider it investing. It's trading. It's short term trading. You've got day trading and you have swing trading. So you can make money either way. So I do the long term, and I also do the short term. Now there's been periods of time where I make, anywhere from $300 a day up to $3,000 a day. I also make anywhere from, $500, $1,500, $3,000 in my long-term accounts as well. So it's just about balance, so you really want to look at, catching these particular companies when they're low, good companies, and you want to build that portfolio. That's like put money, old school, put money in the shoebox under the mattress. You know, I got money in the shoebox. And man, grandma been putting money under the mattress for years. Well, over time, the money's not going to grow in the mattress. But when the family finally gets around and lift that mattress up and say, oh man, look at all this money under here. You went from nothing to something. So take advantage of these low-cost companies and start to build out your portfolio, because it will pay off, you know, over time. So
good. I want to bring Roz into the conversation. I know there's a stock that she knows the patterns and trends on. It's a stock that she really likes. It's ARCT. Roz, unmute your line and just tell us about some of the patterns and trends that you've seen over the last year that stock that you like, ARCT, has been doing. Unmute your line for us.
Okay. Yeah, ARCT is a pharmaceutical stock. And right now, they're very low. They're down quite a bit. They're down to $24, I think, the last time I checked. They have gone up to $120 a share. They are about to release a drug to treat these variants. So I think it's a good stock to invest in. They're working with Pfizer. So they do have a lot of potential. But yeah, when I first discovered them, they were $12. And I end up coming out of that stock when they were $65. And then I bought back in when they were $35. And then, you know, it just can go up and down, up and down. I got caught a couple of times, but for the most part, this has been a good stock for me. So I would definitely encourage you to take a look at it and do your own, investigation in it.
Good stuff. Roz, let me push back just a little bit for some of our new traders and our new investments to the platform. You made a statement. You said you got caught. Could you just drill down a little bit and kind of explain to them what you mean when you say you got caught, got stuck?
Okay, so that means I went in and bought the stock for $65. And then it dropped down to $32. So, I had a loss there. And I did do some cost averaging on it. And I just wanted to get out of it because I wanted to invest in Tesla at the time. So I ended up taking a loss. And a week later, that stock shot up $40 on me. I was mad. Within a week time, it shot up about $40. So that's what I mean when I got stuck.
That's good stuff.
That happens. And when it happened to you, can't get discouraged. That's just, part of the game.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you can't get discouraged. Just keep on rolling with it.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, Roz. Real good stuff.
Give us that ticker symbol again. What was that, Roz?
ARCT.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Another thing I want to mention too.
Okay.
Oh gosh, now I can't think of his name. Wait a minute, hold on.
We'll come back to you.
60s is a mess. You can't remember no names. Don't it? Wait a minute, what's his name? He owns a basketball team. Mark
Cuban. Mark Cuban.
He has invested in a company where he's buying essential drugs. So like your blood pressure medication, insulin, those type of medications. So he's got a company where he's buying these drugs so that he can sell them cheaper. We need to look into that. Has anybody heard anything about that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. Do you have any ticker symbols, Roz? Or
No. I just heard it a couple of days ago. I thought it was really interesting.
Is G Trent on all things crypto? All things crypto here? We'll drop that on him because if G Trent is on, he can research that out. G Trent on tonight?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, all things crypto. Have you heard anything about that? What Rod's talking about?
No, I haven't actually. Mark Cuban is on the Sharks
Yes.
on TV, but yeah, I haven't heard that. So I'll take a look and see what's out there.
Okay.
Well,
great.
you
And the
know,
name
I
of the
Googled
company
it.
is Cost Plus Drugs.
Yep, there you go.
What is
What you
it?
got?
Cost Plus Drug Company
Cross.
is the name of the company that he's looking to invest in.
Is that cross or cost?
Cost, C-O-S-T, Cost.
Mhm.
So Tim,
stuff.
it looks like, I don't know if this is the ticker number. Well, this is not the ticker number. This is just the acronym for the company. The
What
Mark
is it?
and Cost Plus Drugs Company. I thought it might have been a ticker, but it's not. But one of the
Okay.
things he plans on offering is leukemia therapy, medication for $47 a month compared to $120, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the name of the company, is the Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drugs Company.
Yeah, it's a new venture, so I don't know that they're even on the market yet,
Trading,
but it's
yeah.
definitely it's a new venture.
Mhm.
Okay, so
And-
there's no IPO.
You know, the thing is also, if you have a stock that you're holding now that will be selling the type of drugs that he's going to carry, you might want to pull back on that a little bit because he's going to be cutting the cost of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Good stuff.
Tim, in the interest of this conversation, so Roz, how did you come across that information? Because this is exactly what we're talking about. How did you come across that?
I was watching TV. It was something that came across the television.
See that?
Probably on CNN or something like that.
Right.
Mhm.
So that was one of the first things that I had mentioned was find yourself a good source of information or multiple sources of good information. So this is just another example. And that, to me, I don't know much about that. It sounds like it's a new venture. So I don't know if they've, even IPO'd or if they actually trade on the markets. But this is the type of thing that we're talking about. There's multiple ways to find, good companies to invest in. And, this is where it starts, So we all now are wondering, what's the ticker symbol? What's the ticker symbol? So multiple people are going out trying to research and find out what's going on. So this
It's
is
only
another
5
part.
days old. It's only
Yeah.
5 days. It's like
Very
5
new.
days ago. Yeah, so it's very new.
Very
No
new.
tickers, no ticker symbol, but there's 27 medications they say he's looking to be able to sell at a very low price.
Wow. Wow,
good.
that's good stuff. That's
Yeah.
real good stuff. So we got to definitely look and see if they do an IPO on that. Let's go over to Fort Lauderdale real quick before we go into Q&A. Hey, Christine, why don't you unmute your line, Chris, and talk to us. You got any more information on? I know you shared with us a while back about Virgin Galactic Space Program. Is there any other research? Anything else you found out about it?
The only thing I haven't found out anything else additional, and I would be lying if I told you I really dug down or drilled down into it this week. It's been kind of busy. But what I will say is that I did follow the dollar cost averaging suggestion following our conversation, and I bought more of it at the very low price. And it fell off a little bit more after I bought, but the way I have my portfolio set up is that it tells me the percentage loss, gained or lost over time. And so after I bought it, I noticed that the percentage that I was my percentage increased. In other words, if it was like 85%, which it was like it was showing like an 85% loss.
Right.
After I did that, it actually reduced the loss to like maybe 35 or something like that. So I see the benefit. I understand in practical terms what dollar cost averaging means, because I would like to wait for that to come back, then get out and then invest in other things, like as some of you all have said here tonight. So that's what I can report tonight.
Okay, good stuff. Ms. Hyacinth, talk to us. Ms. Hyacinth, how your portfolio look?
Jalen, mute that. Hello?
Yes, we hear you, Ms. Hyacinth. You on?
Okay,
Talk to us.
I'm so sorry. Well, I saw this week when I looked, I had lost money, and I was wondering if I should sell, but I remember asking the question about, and it just came up tonight about long-term and short-term. I want long-term, but I have 4 stocks, excuse me, and all of them have been dropping this week. I just looked at my account again on yesterday, and it looked like one of them went up a little. And that's something I was going to inquire about, because I don't know when I should sell or just when I should just keep.
Yeah,
Kev,
we
you wanna
should take a
handle
look at, we should take a look at those off, outside of this call. You can give either Tim or myself a call and we'll take a look at it. Because if it's
Okay.
just 4 positions, it's kind of manageable. But what we want to do is we want to take a look at the companies, that you're invested in, and just make sure that there's longevity there. If these are good, solid companies with longevity, there's a lot of the markets that are down right now because there's a lot of things going on with the Fed and rate increases and potential strife, overseas. So there's a lot of things that are driving the markets down right now. But if you have good, viable companies, the suggestion, if I had them, would always be, just kind of, hang in there. And to be honest with you, if they're really solid companies, you want to take advantage of when they drop down even lower. And again, it's called that dollar cost averaging. You buy a little bit more at a discount, and then you're holding, especially since you're looking to hold for the long term. That's how I look at
Yes.
it. I have positions that are in the same space that honestly, I don't even worry about them. The only thing I worry about is coming up with a little more money to buy more of it when it dips, because I know that
Right.
those companies are going to grow long term.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, that's what I want to know. So I can call you tomorrow?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that'll be fine. Ms. Hyacinth, before you go, we got 1 minute before we off the call. Give me the companies that you're invested in. Give me those 4 companies, please.
Okay, Sundial,
Okay, SNDL. Okay,
right? Cody, COTY.
COTY. Okay,
This is when it says context logic, but Wish is the WISH,
okay, all right.
and Charge Point, CHPT.
CHPT. Okay, all right. We'll talk offline. I think you
Okay.
got some good stuff there. How many shares you got of Sundown?
100.
Okay. How many shares you have of Cody?
1.
1. Okay. How many shares you have of Wish?
Okay, which one is Wish? Oh, context, 4.
4. Okay. And how many do you have a Charge Point? 3.
3, yes.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Hey, listen, if there's any other questions out there, I think we had a great show tonight. We gave out a lot of information. I hope you took a lot of notes. Again, you can either call me or Kev offline. If you have to, you have our text line, so you can just respond to the text on the text lines, and we'll go from there. If there's no other questions tonight, we're going to ask Bishop to unmute, give us the Bishop tape and pray us out. If there's no other questions, any other questions or concerns tonight?
Tim, I have one quick one, just like 30 seconds, maybe for all things crypto or you. Is
Okay.
the recommendation from here to, like, I have Doge crypto. I just want to know, I've had Doge for quite a few months and everything has been like a little low. It's the feeling to continue holding on to like a Doge coin going forward.
G Trent, unmute your line. Talk to us.
Yeah, this is a difficult time for all of us who own cryptocurrencies. And, this is just part of the cycle. It's just like in stocks, there are up times and down times. This happens to be one of the down times. We have seen patterns over the year where December is usually a bad month for cryptocurrencies in terms of, maintaining highs. We do know one thing is that the Fed has been trying to drive down the price of Bitcoin. And they've had a serious policy right now of driving down the price as much as they can, so that when they come out with their crypto coin for the government, it has the best possible relationship, and by driving down the price of Bitcoin, it would increase the chance of people buying their cryptocurrency. So we think that this is going to end soon. As with all things, we can't really tell exactly when it's going to happen, but when they dry up their policy of driving down the price, we feel that the cryptocurrencies will come back up. So hang in there. I'm not so sure about Doji. It's not one of my favorite coins. I seriously think that Ethereum is going to go up faster than Bitcoin when they start going back up. But certainly hang in there unless you feel like switching from one coin to the other. Doji has as much chance of going up as any of the other altcoins. So just hang in there. I think we're going to be out of this soon.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Hey, listen, I want you to write this in your thing for Bishop while Bishop is unmuting his line to give us the Bishop. Take the press out. What you're seeing in the market right now is this word right here. It's called FUD. You'll hear that word. You'll hear a lot of that word on CNBC. You'll hear that word a lot. It's called FUD, F-U-D. That's an acronym for this: fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Whenever FUD is in there, you see the markets do what they're doing now. They either trade sideways or they'll drop off. So there's a lot of FUD out there. And the reason there's a lot of FUD out there is, I'm going to put this up on the screen. You got a lot of this happening right now. The Fed, valuations crash. You still got the coronavirus, correction, sell-off, inverted yield, inflation. You got that war with Russia, interest rates. They're talking about raising interest rates in March. So it puts a lot of FUD out there. And when you see FUD, all of these things that you see on the screen right now are in play. But you don't worry about that, because remember what scripture tells us: the devil is as a roaring lion. He's not a lion, he's as a roaring lion. So all of these things are roaring right now. But we, as president, CEOs of our portfolios, we're going to hold a line, just like we got in the word today that Pastor Dozie shared with us. We got to stay on the ship. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of red in my portfolio and Sister Griffith's portfolio. But guess what? We stand on the ship. Bishop, you can unmute, talk to us. Give us the Bishop's take. We 4 minutes over time.
Great meeting tonight, guys. 1714 San Francisco right now. Listen, great information tonight about Mark Cuban's Cost Plus Drug Company. It is not yet public. The IPO has not yet been made available. Investors are waiting to hear what's going to hit the market. And at that point, investors can come in. But, information is out there as of 1/24/22 at 2:45 Eastern Standard. The company has yet to offer its IPO. Number two, good job again, family. Excellent teaching tonight. Good information. If we could find out, Griff, what the whales are doing, which direction they're heading, what are they investing in, what they're pulling back from. If you guys can give us some info on the whales' activities, it would give us also a heads up on where we should be going toward or staying away from. I think that'd be a good indication. Outside of those things that we've already talked about, again, great meeting. And wish you guys well to have a successful week. Let's stay on top. Let's get ourselves in the best position to make some money. Take advantage of this roller coaster. It's going down, but it's got to come back up. That's where the ride begins. It goes from the bottom back to the top. So want to encourage you to hang in there. Let's pray. Eternal God, our Father, we thank you again for this wonderful privilege and awesome opportunity to come together as a family to discuss things that matter most. Thank you for the word tonight. Thank you for the vessels you have shared through. Thank you for the word that has penetrated our ears and our hearts. Now, Lord, we pray that you will keep us healthy, favor us, our families, keep us safe from all hurt, harm, and danger. Lead us and guide us in the way that you will have us to go. Give us an ear to hear, a heart to receive, and a mind to always do those things that are pleasing in your sight. In Jesus' name. Good night. Love you guys.